here's a little video of the chicks. I've got some laminated device to hang their food and water, but there they are. I'll just set this in here and let it watch them. Yeah. Oh yes, they're getting so much bigger. So much bigger. But I'd ordered some small hangers designed for these coop size feeders. You know, just small food and waters. And they're up on a 2x4, but they're still just kicking so much in it. They're so tall. Look how tall she is. Yeah, they got such long legs, and they're just destroying everything. You guys go. You're on camera. Say cheese. They were chickens. We don't say cheese. So, Paula bought them some toys, and in the toys come these nets that you can put like heads of lettuce, heads of cabbage, you know, stuff in for your chickens. But right now, I'm going to attempt to use it to set their feeders in. Their feeders were Velcroed down to this board, which is fine when you're trying to get the food out. The water wants to spill, but I have to change their water 6-7 times a day, probably almost every couple hours, because they kick so much crap in it. You guys are on camera. Come on, we're gonna do our vent check today, and they're like, we don't like it when you look at our butts, Mom. Why do you always want to look at our butt? Well, because that's what Mama's got to do to make sure you don't have a clogged, stinky butt. I think this is going to be a perfect height because they're all tall enough to reach it now. Oh yeah, they can stand on their little boards and peck at it. So the trick is going to be doing the water. So I'm going to let their water pour out in that little corner for the moment because their water really isn't I've got a lot of shavings there and a spongy thing underneath. And this tray will catch any water and keep it away from them. They got a big cleaning yesterday. And now time for some electrolyte water. After Mom figures out the easiest way to get this in here and then reattach the water. So there they are. Look at them. So the one preening its mother at that moment, that's Oona. She's the silver lace Wyandotte. She's got the most white speckles on top of her head. Her sister right behind her, preening now, has more of a all black head. And she's kind of a loner. She likes to sit by herself. She's not, you know, doesn't have to be all up in everyone's business. And she reminds me a lot of Luna, our cat that died, got killed last summer. So I named her Luna. Now, the one in front with the most white around its face and a narrow stripe on top of its head, that is Bonnie Lass. And she has made herself the self-proclaimed top of the pecking order. Yeah, see, look at her. Behind her and standing up the tallest is a Brahma, and that one is named Niahm. The other Brahma, who's sitting towards the back with just the tan head, that is Keeva. And just now scooching up on her backside is the other Americauna, and that's Bronwen. So, if I can pick them up, if they'll let me pick them up without being little shits, I can show you each one. Not that any of you guys care about their names, but all their names are either Irish or Welsh or just Gaelic, Celtic names. Something different, you know. I didn't want the same old names that people always use. You know, you can only have so many chickens named Rose, and you know. So anywho, that's their name. All right. So these little nets here work great. Then get the food and water. Well, they're like, we don't want you to pick us up. We don't want any booty checks, Mom. Well, I already looked at your butt, so if you could just come over here. Say hi to everybody. So the ones with the stripey on the head, those are the Americanas. The one sitting down is, again, Bonnie Lass, and the one darker one behind her is Bronwen. Now, over here, being messed with, that's Oona, Luna in the back. Right here is Keeva. She's kind of got the taupe-colored head, and her sister, who looks like her but with a tan head, and is squished behind Oona, is Niahm. They're like, we don't want your hands in here unless you got worms. All right. Yesterday, when I had some worms in my hand, they actually came up close. I was actually able to get them to sit in my hand. Come on. Come on, guys. So you've got some wormies. Come on. Here, y'all just want to eat the wormies? There you go. Eat some worms. Show them how big you are. Oh, yeah. Show everybody how big you are. Oh, I think I just put the tripod in some chicken poo. Oh, well. It washes. Come on. Under the light, some worms. I don't know why y'all being so bashful all of a sudden. I don't know why you're being so bashful all of a sudden. Let's turn some different light on you, so it's not quite so yellow. First little live chicken cam. I'll sit back here. And let them go for the worms on their own. Look how big they're getting. Look, yeah, we're getting so big. So long-legged. We're starting to get some little wonky hairs, especially this one right in front. Bonnie Lass, who's the oldest. You can see she's got some little feathers sticking up from the back. They all got little tail feathers going. Oona's little tail feather is they're both girls. The Wyandottes, I got lucky, but the little black ones, they go sideways, you can tell they stick up. Luna's over on the little perch. Hers usually sticks up straight in the back. They're just so cute. They're getting such personalities. And you can kind of tell in different spots. Probably not as well as I can, but they're definitely getting a few little feathers sticking up in places that, you know, typically not a feather spot. Yummy! The worms are a little big for their mouth. I only give them just a very few. They need to be eating their high-protein crumbles, but that's a little treat. And they've been really good little foragers and scratchers. They've kicked up quite a mess with all the pine shavings. Which there's cardboard and then paper bags underneath here, and plus the bottom of this kennel is is like a half-inch deep tray. So, what y'all doing? You gonna be a little more social? If I had more battery, I'd just leave the camera in here. Let you guys see them. People see you guys being at your worst, playing on your swing. They do spend a lot of time on the swing. Especially Bonnie Lass and Oona are big swingers. But they all get on it. You can tell they get on it because they've already pooped on it. Because that's how chickens show their love for their stuff. They poop on it. They poop on everything. But they're not dirty and they're not smelly. Of course, I changed their... Now that they're in the big coop, I totally changed their bedding out every 2 or 3 days, and then I've done kind of the layering method. But their temperature, they're able to be at a lower temp now. Yeah, they're in the 3rd week, and so they're right at 85. Plus, the temperature gauge is not like super close to the the heat. So under the heat, I'm sure it's much more, but they don't typically lay right underneath. Don't fight over it. They kind of lay around the periphery. They kind of, it's big enough that they can kind of judge, you know, how far under the heat they want to be. Alrighty. Come on. Come on, ladies. Your mama's hand. Come on. Get off me. That's my fingernail. Yeah. There you go. There's the wormies. Now, a long time still, they don't mind. Yeah? Yeah, you tried to eat the bracelet yesterday. You're like, Mom, your bracelet is so shiny. Oops. Camera fell down. Alright, put them right here on your little board. But a friend of mine yesterday noticed how big they're getting, and yes, they're definitely getting bigger. Longer legs. They're about twice the size they were when they came home. I can no longer hold two in one hand. Alright. Now that you guys are higher off the ground, and your little tail feathers are sticking up, I can look at your butts without picking you up. Though we do like to be picked up by Mama. Come on. Don't pick us up. That's so weird. You freak us out. But every day they get picked up a couple times. If I leave my hand in there and hold it really still, they'll hop in my hand and sit there. But as long as I don't move. I'm like, this is interesting. This isn't new for the water. We're going to peck at it in funky ways, but it's plenty of room to get their beaks in there and their faces in there. They're looking for more wormies now. They're like, what? We ran out of worms, Mom. We need some more worms. Alright, guys, say bye. Say bye. This video is probably getting too long, too boring for people who aren't chicken lovers. Yeah. So, Luna. That is Bronwen. Oona. Keeva in the back. And Niahm right there. So, anyway, that's the babies. They started their third week today. I know the Americaunas are for sure were probably a week old yesterday. I mean, hit 2 weeks yesterday or today. But they're all almost 3 weeks. Probably by Thursday, well, by Wednesday, by tomorrow, they're all going to be 2 full weeks and over. So they're going into their third week. Now look at the little funky hairs poking up. You can see them occasionally sticking up off their back. The silhouette of them on top of their head. And yeah, you're getting a little hair on your legs there. They're just growing. Say bye, ladies. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye, everybody.